and that's in the jury room. All right. Hi, good morning, Jamie. Be seated. All right, Mr. Miller, let's start back at 143.04.
You want to know what suspect you anything? Why? I mean, she knows I'm brother with that. She knows Father is that Rusty. And again, the boundaries were drawn clear by Andrew before, so there was nothing. What do you think your wife's going to talk to say us later this afternoon? What is she going to tell you? She's going to tell you. Is she going to tell me she did that to your face or your daughter? No, I wasn't at home. That happened at Ruth's house when I flicked my glasses by mistake. These glasses here? These glasses? Yeah. Okay, well, let's kind of go back to that. But that's now, here and now. Andrew and I went to England together, and we planned a trip, and she'll tell you that she saw that we were planning the trip. That's what she'll tell you. Other than that, there's nothing else. Really? There's nothing else for my wife to tell you. I don't even want to bring her into the picture, to be honest with you. I was hoping we could keep this in-house. Just like HR, just like Andrea didn't bring it to HR, her little problem. I was hoping we could just keep it here. Are you surprised that your wife hasn't called us already? Start making inquiries because, like you said, why would my wife call you? There's nothing. Well, we want to know. We'll let you know what she said. We have to find out. Yeah, exactly what you told us is what she would tell us. You know, that's why. But we're hoping to keep her here. That's why you're here. That's why we wanted to talk to you. We just wanted to hopefully make this a little private. Just us. Yeah. Just us. I mean, Hemy, it is what it is. You have one chance right now to help this family with closure and all this. You're going to have to take what you got coming to you, and you have a chance to make it as a little better. It's not going to be good, you know that. If I were in your shoes, I can tell you that I would be doing everything not to be a problem. I would come clean, get it over with, and take my licks and hope for the best. That's about all you can ask for. Yeah? Life's not any more fair than just ask for help along the way, man, because you're going to be getting it. You just ask for help when you need it. Make the contacts. It's over. It's over. It occurred. So help us. All I ask you to do is help us finish this case and be done. Tie up the loose ends. I understand your pain. You keep saying that, and if I do, I can't imagine being in your shoes right now. I really can't. You know, you keep saying that, and why? What? Okay, say it. You asked me about the car, and I ran
rented a van,
Hemy,
and I told you I was open with you about renting the van.
I hear you. Well, maybe all that's true. Maybe all that part's
And
true,
why-
but you're skirting around the fact that, well, while I had the van, I shot Rusty a lot of times.
Like I told you, you're smarter than me. I like to know how you planned it, how you did it. I'd like to know why, because I cannot figure it out. Maybe I can see why. I mean, I can see if I was in your position, and maybe I had love for someone and it wasn't there. I can see where jealousy can
How
pick
could
up.
love even develop when
Love in our own.
it's not?
Listen,
The
we
relationship.
all have been in relationships we wanted to have. Not relationship. We all wanted something that we couldn't have, and sometimes it overcomes us. But it goes to a certain point, though.
But if the boundaries are drawn several months before this, and all we have is a working relationship, a friendly relationship with me and her husband and with Rusty, then where does that all? I mean, I don't get it.
Well, it's pretty simple to us.
It is.
Sure. If he's gone, then you have a chance. I mean, come on. Really?
To commit murder? I mean, are you kidding me? It's
The question is, do you
devastate
think you're
Andrew?
kidding me?
No.
Do you think you're kidding us?
What do we see?
Where in my wildest dreams would I imagine that Andrea would be devastated by this to the point where I don't.
Maybe she's in on it.
No.
Maybe we need to look at that. Maybe she needs to be in here. Maybe we need to get her butt in here. Maybe we need to tell her, hey, Hemy was the one that was in the van. Hemy's the one. She don't know about all that. Maybe we do need to tell her that. And maybe she can call you up later on and ask you, hey, what's up? You know, maybe you got it right. Maybe she put you up to it. Maybe it's her plan.
Were you at the funeral?
It doesn't matter if I was at the funeral. I had nothing to do with the funeral. I didn't create the funeral.
I'm just saying. Because if
What
you
was I there?
you wouldn't
I
ask
talked,
those
of course.
questions.
Theatrics. People think I'm a sweetheart. It's theatrics. Maybe she does need to be here. Maybe we do have the wrong guy. Maybe it's her. Driving your van. That's a spin. You're alright with that? Andrea being in the van. You lent her the van.
Yeah. Right.
So why'd you give her the van?
And she
Shot her
looks
husband.
Looks like the guy that you guys.
Well, look, let me go. Look.
Why not? Why not?
Let me just run back real quick before we know, and then we'll give
Okay.
a little bit of time to mull things over. Sure. Just a second.
Okay.
You've been to their house. You wouldn't want to, if Andrea's home, certainly you wouldn't want to go back there, right? If on the day you shot him, you don't want to get seen in Dunwoody by Andrea, right?
Okay. I mean, I don't get that.
So
I don't get what
instead
you're
of going
saying.
shooting Rusty at his house, you shoot him at the daycare. You know, you took a big risk and you gambled and you lost because there's video. And not only that, your cool plan, I'm going to go rent a car. Even if it turns out later it's true that you did in fact take your car to service, I don't know, there are knock holes in that. Maybe your car runs really there. It doesn't effing matter because you still had the van and you still shot it. You know, so it may have been on paper, sounds pretty good. I can have that van for a short time.
What he's saying is you're a better businessman than you are a criminal.
Yeah.
That's the only fault you have.
Jesus Christ, we're on you in no time.
Yeah.
You can only imagine our surprise, you know, when we have the paperwork from Enterprise and Google your name and goddamn, you're her boss.
All right, go if you ain't think about it. Go piss this out of you, and you ain't the pig.
Yeah.
You want to talk some more?
No.
What? You do? No. You want to go pee and come? We'll come back. We're just trying to understand, right? We're just trying to understand. We're just trying to understand it. You're confused. You're lost right now.
Can you take us to the area?
You want it to come to an end also. It needs to come to an end for you. Now, like I said, everyone is going to feel better about it once we all get the answers that we want. And when I told you earlier, the answers are all in your head. They're all there. The answers are all in your head. They're all there.
You keep saying that.
I do keep saying it, and you keep turning away from it. I do know it. You're a very smart man. You're a very smart man.
So if I'm
You're a
such a smart man, why would I do something this stupid?
Because sometimes the heart overcomes the brain. That's why. Take it from an expert investigator. I don't know to what extent. You never know what extent you push somebody's buttons and they explode. I think that's what happened with you. But listen, you know, it's not so much what happened, it's what's going to happen now. It's how do you bring it over back into reality? How do you move
What's going to happen now? You tell me.
prove your story wrong? I mean, I think we've got a gut feeling for it. It's beyond a gut feeling. He's more confident about it than I am. Because I could just see it in your eyes, but he's more confident. He's the evidence guy. I just deal with emotions. I don't know. I can't. I'm not as smart as him.
You keep saying that.
Well, because I just know fact. I just admit what I can.
You're pretty smart.
No, I just admit what I can. I just know my limits. I'm not the one writing these. I can't keep up with all those notes. But I do know if he's going to prove it, he's going to prove it. But I know when I can look in the eyes. I can look straight in. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know. But man, it's got to eat you. It's got to eat you out. It's got to. You're going to have nightmares. You're going to shiver. You're going to have cold sweats. You're going to have guilt. You're going to be alone. You're going to be alone.
It was a horrible event. Tragic. And it's driving all of us crazy.
And Hemy, you were there.
That's all I know.
You were there from the beginning. You were there.
Again, you keep saying that.
Okay. You're good with it. You're good with it.
With what?
Everything that you said tonight, you're good with it. You're good.
What's that?
I'll find out. Gonna find out.
What are you gonna do?
Find out what happened. I'm gonna look into all that stuff. He's a golfer. Okay. He's gonna dig it out. Maybe doing that now. Probably calling GE right now. Once if he comes back in here and GE says you weren't there that day. You didn't clock it. Your little swiping thing didn't work. Okay, so now GE's got a problem because they didn't get your swipe in.
I mean, I was there.
Okay. I know that. I'm just saying, what he's doing is calling GE security to find out if you swiped in 5:30, November 18th. And A, he comes back and says, no, you didn't. B, yes, you did. So if he comes back, B, you did, we got to say, well. Now if he comes back A and says, no, you didn't, then
But I did.
I don't doubt right now someone is calling General Electric to find out if Hemy checked in. I'm sure that's what he's telling them to do right now. Okay. So then we don't have you there. We have you in a van. We have you in the area.
I was in the office. Okay.
Well, that's why I asked you earlier. Does people see it? Maybe machines make an error. Maybe the little swiping thing makes an error. Did anybody see you?
My office is like Grand Central Station.
You told me that,
Every
Grand
single
Central, that's
day,
why I said to you
people
something
are
that
coming
is-
in and out.
This is the day Rusty got shot. So people are going to remember that day. It's like when Kennedy got shot. Well, you're not old enough to remember that. But I remember that day because I was in grammar school. Everybody always asked, where were you when Kennedy got... Where were you when...
You were in grammar school, okay? Good.
Yeah. You know, where were you when we first landed on the moon? You know, people tell you exactly things you're just going to know. So this is like GE is working, and Rusty and GE gets the word that Andrea's husband is killed, is dead, and people are going to forget where they were when they heard that news. Just like you didn't forget.
I didn't.
You were in your office.
I was in my office when Alan came.
Told you. You know, you were in your office at 12:30. No, you were in your
Yeah.
office. No, you were in your office at 12:30 when Alan came in.
Right.
You were.
No. Actually, I was in the hallway when Alan came up. And
Right,
we went into
12:30.
my office to.
It's at 10:30 that you get a text from her.
Yeah, it was 10:45.
Okay. So nobody sees you. Nobody's seeing you.
Nobody's seen me.
Between 5:30 and 12:30.
Yeah, people see me.
Okay.
I mean,
Between
yeah,
5:30 and 9, people see you. Give me some names that people see you between 5:30.
God, you're asking on a
This is-
specific day.
This is GE. This is not the mall you work at. This is GE. I can't walk into GE to go visit you. I have to be buzzed in, called in, checked in. I just don't come say, hey, I want to come see my buddy.
But there are like 400 people on that floor, or I don't know how many hundreds of people, but that entire campus is 2,500 people.
Alright, so 25. You can't think of 2 or 3 people that saw you on the 18th in the morning at your desk. I don't know.
Specifically?
I don't know. No.
Are you kidding? You know how many people come through my office every day?
No. And this is where I'm
On that specific morning.
that nobody will ever
How
forget.
can-
That people won't forget easily. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking. Listen,
They
I'm not,
won't forget that afternoon.
I'm not talking about-
I'm telling you that morning, I can't remember the people that came into my office because it's like every day.
I'm not talking about the 17th.
No, I'm talking about the 18th.
Just an event happened on the 18th that people are going to remember where
Correct. Right.
they were. That's all.
And when specific things happened, I can tell you where I was. But I can't tell you that period in the morning where I was, I mean, who I dealt with, because I interact with tens of people a day. Every day. Since then, I've had how many work days? I can't tell you specifically. And there's just no way that I could be specific about who I interacted with in that morning. No possible way. I deal with tens of people every day. So I can tell you what happened afterwards, yes. When I got the news, I went straight into our HR manager's office. That I can remember because, again, from that moment on, I can remember what happened. But I can't tell you what happened that morning simply because that's the nature of the way that I work.
Hemy, you're going to have to pull the stoppers out on this one. You're about to be accused of something horrendous.
I know. And I don't.
You have a lot of nothings. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. I wasn't there. That don't make it. That don't make it. It's too big of a deal. I'm not accusing you of something minute. This is
a big deal, and you're asking
this
me, you're accusing me of something that, as soon as this goes on, my life is ruined. So
maybe that's why you don't want to confront it.
Confront what?
Confront your presence at the site when Rusty got shot. It's hard for you. It'd be hard for anyone. The truth hurts people more than the lies, I think. You know, it's easy for you to sit there. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Wasn't there. Wasn't there. God, but it takes a lot, Steve. I did it for this reason. I don't know what came over me. I don't know why it happened. And I wish to God it didn't. But somehow I'm going to need help to get on with it, move forward with it, because that's what's going to happen. But
You keep saying that.
I do. I've never been in that position, but I just would have to think that's. It just makes sense to me that it would be easier. It'd be easier just to admit fault. I don't know. Whatever. It's the truth. It's just. It's hard.
I'm not going to admit something I didn't do.
I wouldn't want you to. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. It's not admitted. It's not a matter of admitting. It's just making it right. Man up.
I can't make something right that isn't right.
Get on your phone and call somebody at GE for me. Let me ask them. Just, I tell you what, give me the phone number that you think I can. Give me Alan. Was it Alan?
Alan doesn't sit next to me. What do you want to
I asked him what time he saw you.
And he'll tell you the same thing that I told you.
Okay.
By 12:30.
All right, give me his number. Give me his number.
You really want to talk?
Yeah. What?
This is ridiculous.
Absolutely. I'm going to go to GE tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So I might as well start with Alan tonight. Give me his number. I'll call him right now. Visit. I may even call Andrea and tell her what I've got. She doesn't know about the van. See what she thinks about it. The remote possibility of my error. My error. I'm going to blame it. I'm going to say his error. Come on, give me his number.
Hold on, I'm trying to get. I don't have. He's not contacting me.
The guy works. All right, give me his email address, and I'll email him. Tell him to call me. But you got a message from him.
No,
So.
I'll give you his number.
I'm going to tell him you're sitting here in the police station, and I just want to verify some information.
Okay.
All right, okay, give it.
That's 404 202 7082.
That's a cell.
And you're going to tell him that I'm here.
I'm going to tell him I'm here. I'm accusing you. I'm accusing you of this. I just want to verify
You're really going to do that.
I'm going to do it, brother. That's what I got to do. This is what I got to do. I ain't embarrassed. I've been doing this 32 years, man. I've been embarrassed. That's 404 202 7082.
You're going to tell him that you're accusing me of
There it goes, brother.
Okay.
And find out where you were that day.
You don't have to tell him that you're accusing me. But
Well, I'm going to tell him I'm sitting here with you. I just want to verify some information you gave me. What's his last name?
options.
Hey, Alan, my name is Gary Cordelino. I'm a detective with Dunwoody Police Department. If you can, today is Tuesday, can you call me back at, I'll give you my cell, since it may be after hours, 678-381-4994, 678-381-4994. Just give me a call back tonight if you can. Thank you. Give me the number 2, Human Resources. I want to find out the number 2, Security, to find out about your swipe cord. You cooperate. I mean, you want to help me find the guy, so you got no problem giving me Human Resources, certainly.
It's not human resources.
What's it called?
It's facilities.
Fact. Go ahead. What is it called? Facilities? Yeah. No.
I'm helping you.
You absolutely are, bro.
Because
I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. You're helping yourself, too. You're not only helping me, you're helping, we're 50-50 in this.
I thought you said he was going to go on and get this.
I don't know where you went to. Right home is,
I don't know what the protocol is for this.
well, I do. I'm the police department. I'm looking into the shooting of Rusty Sneiderman, Sneiderman, and his wife works there. And I'd like to talk to someone there. I'll just start off with that. And don't give me her boss.
The what?
Don't give me her boss.
Oh,
You're not there.
678
Uh-huh.
614
Uh-huh.
53.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can do that now.
Yeah.
Tough door.
Oh, the person, did you call?
He's on the phone right now with them. Just go wait for them to come in.
See anything?
And that's it. You haven't been in and out. Your office is like Grand Central Station. You don't know anyone. You don't know anyone that I can call that can say that they were in your office on the 18th, because the 18th is no different than the 17th. People come and go in your office all the time. You have 2,500 employees that work out there, and any of them could have been in your office on the 18th. Even though if I was to say, well, I can't say what happened on the 17th, but the 18th is the day one of your fellow employees had her spouse murdered. And they're not going to say, well, I don't remember that occurring, so I can't tell you if I was in Henny's office or not. Did I get it right? Do I have it right? Do I have it right?
I guess so.
Okay.
I mean, again.
And then, okay. And I just want to see how I'm supposed to explain this.
Okay.
So we're in this wide vat of Kia Sedona vans that are made in the United States, and this is, according to Kia, in central USA, in California. Oh, not that one. This one is a Kia Sedona van, silver, 2011, and they send me back a list that includes this one right here that's rented to Enterprise, that's sold to Enterprise after it's manufactured in May. Okay, here's that funnel. Here's that funnel we're talking about. And I want to see, now you're smarter than me, I want you to bring me into the picture here. So this funnel's like this. We got all these Kias. We got this little problem down here where somebody gets shot. I dump all those cars, all those vans go into this thing. This poor guy's been driving all over Southeast United States looking for these things. And here it is sitting up here in Windy Hill, Marietta. You come along and rent that van out. This van, similar to this one, according to Kia, we give them this photo. The people that manufacture, now you know parts, here you are. If I showed you a plane part, I don't know, F-16 part, could you tell me where it was manufactured? Can you tell me if your company made that part or not? They work with me this, because I don't know exactly what you manufacture. But you're in a position to go to another country to troubleshoot bad parts, is what you told me in Israel. Okay? So you're able to tell a part that your company probably made or your company designed right off the bat if it's yours or not. And what I'm getting at is Kia tells me what that van is, what year it is, what style it is, and they give me this big old list of 1,400 cars. And one of them belongs to Enterprise, just happens to be rented the day of the murder, happens to be rented to you, who happens to be the supervisor, the boss of the wife of the man that's murdered, where this van is seen. Am I correct? You got it? So here we go. We're spinning.
I understand everything you said.
We're spinning down.
Henry, let me help you out a little bit here. I probably should have said this earlier. Probably should have just told you this earlier. I would show you the video right now, today, but it's at the FBI Quantico along with that thing. So I can't show it to you. I will, down the road. I just can't. I would show it. I'd love for you to see it so we can get done with this charade and be done. But it's at the FBI. That's what they're. So.
Tell me where I got it. Where am I wrong on it?
Like I said, I understand everything you said.
Help me figure this out. So, what's wrong with this picture? Does everything look? If you were sitting in the judge's seat right now, what would you think? What would you think?
I'm not in the judge's seat. I'm not.
If you were, I said if you were, I said you're a judge.
You sit here.
Judgmental? Best judgment on yourself?
Judgment on something that you're
How's it look?
saying.
And how's it look? Not bad. I think you're
making budgets.
I think you got a good heart.
Henry, we're not trying to insult your intelligence at all. You're a smart guy. Not judge you how you got to that point in your life to make the decision that you did, but you can't take it back. And now all we need to do for that family, give them a reason and be done, and let you go with a clear conscience in front of your who will judge you. Say what you have to say.
The only thing I can think of is why you're not coming out. Just saying. somebody else is involved with you. And I think, yeah, I love that eyebrow. Yeah, I'm gonna trim it. I think this was a plan. I think it's beyond you. I think it includes someone else. Maybe Adrian. And I think that's what I drew. You see, Remy and Adrian. I think that's where. I think maybe. How else would you know where to go? How would you know to go there?
I wouldn't. I have no idea
You
where
wouldn't?
the kids go to school.
Huh?
I have no
How'd you
idea
know it was
where
a
their
school?
kids go to school. I don't know.
How'd you know it was a school?
How do I know what's a school?
That. I didn't say it was a school. I said the parking lot. You said, I don't know where the kids go to
No,
school.
I have no idea where this is.
You just
But
said.
he
You
was
just
shot
said.
at the school.
No,
Right?
no. I didn't say that.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? You're just saying.
In the reports, it said he was
You never-
shot outside the school as he dropped his child off to school. That's
How'd
what
you
the
know this
report
is the
said.
school?
I have no idea where this is.
You just said, how is this the school? I didn't know I didn't know where the kids went to school.
That's right. I don't know where the kids. I didn't
say this
don't
was-
know where the kids. I have no idea where this is. I wasn't referring to the picture at all. All I said was,
Maybe she's driving. Well, maybe she told you where to go that day. Oh, that's your friend.
okay. As long as you.
Were you at the house on the 17th?
16th.
16th, I'm sorry.
What's that? Was I where?
16th. You're at the 17th.
Yeah, 17th.
Wednesday.
I know you said you
was
were at
I-
the 16th, but the next day.
No. The Wednesday? No.
Yeah, let me switch gears, just so you forget the house. So your wife found out you were planning a trip with Andrea to England. Was that a
It
work
was a
trip?
business trip.
It was
Yes.
a business. Did
Absolutely.
you actually go on the trip
Yes.
with Andrea? Wife was right with it?
Was the wife all right with
Yeah, your
It's a
wife.
business trip.
You said she caught you planning a trip with.
My wife wanted to come with me. She thought that maybe we could patch things up. And it was going to be too expensive. You know, again, we don't have any money. It was it. And, I couldn't see us dishing out about $1,000 for her to come.
Especially when you really would rather spend the time with Andrea.
And again, being honest with you guys, that the truth is that, Andrea and I, we go on business trips, it's work, you spend the day in the office, you go out, you have a nice dinner and you enjoy yourself. It's not that, and I told you, with my wife, it's not something that I think is going to get fixed.
Really, the only question I have right now in this whole thing is whether Andrea has more involvement in this or she just an innocent bystander in this thing. And the more you talk, the more it makes me wonder that,
But again, those boundaries were set. So Andrea and I were just.
Are you planning a trip to? You going off to England with her? You going to hotels with her? You say you go out after work. Well, you're talking a good game, but the boundaries. What boundaries? It doesn't sound like
you
there's
can
a whole lot of
ask
boundaries.
you can ask anybody at GE when they travel together. They go.
Well, two guys with beer guts go. It's
Yeah,
something
where
else,
they go. Right.
It's not going to be a romantic thing involved.
And
in it.
this wasn't romantic either.
Well, it has the ingredients of it. Let's face it. It's not healthy. Although you have to be professional on these trips, sometimes emotions can overtake professionalism.
Drinking.
We
Obviously, desire on your part. She never have a weak moment and give you a little hope.
once she told me she was committed to her husband, she didn't waver from it.
And about when was that month or since April 2010 when you first met her?
Let's see, I met Rusty, I think, in August. Was it August? It was before the holidays. In August. End of August, beginning of September. So it was sometime in the August time.
So the England trip was after that?
And the England trip was at the end of September.
How long were you in England?
6 days.
Go see any of the tour sites while you're there?
In Scotland, we managed to get out of work early enough to go to the castle for an hour. It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes, I imagine it felt pretty good about that time of your life to be out of this country and someone you care about kind of forget your troubles for a little while. Believe me, I've been there. I'm no saint. I've been there. You know?
Yeah, but again, it was a good, you know, we're friends, and we had a good time. That's all it was.
Well, look, the fantasy's over.
What
You know?
fantasy?
Look, the fantasy. It's over.
Dream is over.
Dream's
The
over.
dream. Yeah, I mean, she made
It's
it
reality.
back in August.
It's reality, but it sounds very mad. He's got me thinking about going over to Europe myself now. I mean, gosh. I mean, you know, free trip at that. You know, I wish they would pay for it. Sending me over there, attractive woman. My home life is falling apart.
How's your nightmares, huh?
He doesn't sleep.
I know you see Rusty's face. You know, every time you close those eyes, you see him right now. And, that's got
I
to just
see.
be haunting you, haunting the hell out of you.
Again, you keep saying that. I see.
Listen, if you had any money, you'd be in Israel right now, wouldn't you? After the first phone call from us, if you had a dime to your name, you would be out of here.
Are you citizens of Israel?
Yes.
You think of Mexico?
No. Mexico doesn't allow citizenships.
But you were born there. Oh.
Tango Web. Andy.
So how does this get all undone? What do we do?
I don't know. I've told you what I know, and you.
Well, you told us what you know to a point, and then you stop.
I've told you what I know.
Now let's go over it one more time.
Okay.
One more time. You know Rusty through Adrian.
Andrea.
Andrea. You know her from work. She works for you. You've met Rusty several times, casually. Talk to each other. Talk about business.
You helped me.
You're developing a relationship with his. You're working with her. You're starting to fall. Your family life is starting to go in a different direction than what you want. Financially, you probably see yourself spinning out of control, just going to rooms, probably no fault of your own, although it's 50-50, your wife and you, but maybe your wife is spending a little bit more than you are.
But we got it under control.
Well, you talked about the parties, is she through?
But we got it under control in September. We're living with the budget.
You smartly get a hold of a company that can help you out of these things without filing Chapter 13.
No, not filing Chapter 13.
Without filing Chapter 13.
Right,
Without filing Chapter 13. So maybe things are going a little bit, starting to turn your way.
Smooth.
I mean, would you want the marriage to be saved at that point? And
No,
was it at a point that you could save it?
It was at a point where no. I mean, again, there was a conflict between my wife and I that just got worse because of the finances. But the finances is what cost us to lose it.
Well,
I mean, that started happening many years.
what's going to happen with the house? Is the house going to? Is your wife going to be
when
able?
we separate?
Yeah.
I mean, when we divorce,
You're going to sell it? Is
we're
that
going
what
to have to sell it.
on this market, it's going to be tough. So you may have another thing to go. Well, let's go on. So
I don't know.
so you meet Andrea, and oh, is this them? So yes, it's a different shot. So you start talking to her, and you're hoping maybe a relationship can flourish out of this work environment. Well,
After I'm no longer her boss, because
and you were looking for employment elsewhere. You're starting to put your feelers out. You see maybe some light at the end of the tunnel, because if you do get a job somewhere else, your relationship with her, she is attractive, and she's got nice straight teeth.
But that's them. She made it very clear to me that wasn't going to happen.
Well, take him out of the picture, and then there's a take him out of it, and there's a possibility. I mean, that's the after.
How? Again,
All right, well,
you keep saying that, but
let's go back. Why? Help me out. Why would somebody do this?
About the most harmless person on the planet. That guy.
he's a great guy.
Harmless.
He's a great guy. I don't know.
Was a great guy.
Yeah.
Until you killed him.
It's not an assumption. It's probably fact. Hopefully we're waiting for phone calls. It's probably fact. You know. So then
You're continuing.
with my story, yeah, I'm just continuing how how it all lies, you know, and where does it go from there? So you make your advance with her, she spurns it, or puts it on hold, or
It wasn't an advance. It was
just
more of an communication
a
of.
question of emotions, and where do you feel about these
Right.
emotions?
Right.
Are you in the same place?
Make an advance on her.
Are you in the same place I am?
Right.
You know, you've gone on these trips together. You're feeling a little bit good about yourself. You're feeling good about her. You're getting vibes. You wouldn't have come out with this question. You wouldn't come out with this question with a woman unless you had the vibes.
And again, I can't, and I go back to what I said earlier, I can't tell you if it was my misinterpretation of her vibes because of where I was, or if they were actual vibes. I don't know.
Well, you're
more the psycho person.
You've got some smarts in you at that point, because you realize, A, you need your job pretty much, because without your job, you ain't going to get anything real quick, not in this market. So you're realizing that if I advance with her, or if she even makes a complaint on me, I'm going to be way out.
Right.
You can never,
be really stupid.
HR, whoever it is, with GE, you can't explain a 10-year gap in your employment record to another company and say why you left GE with 10 years experience to seek greener pastures. I mean, it's not going to make sense. And plus, HR is going to have a sexual harassment suit against them, or complaint. Well, if she did. But it didn't happen that way.
Right.
But you had enough sense not to pursue it that way.
Right.
So she may have said, hey, cool your jets, or I'm going to take this a step further.
I don't know if she said it that way, but, again, her point was very clear. It's not going to happen. And,
She spoke for both of you, because she's in a position, hey, she's got a pretty good job here with a husband that ain't working.
Right.
So, the 128, 125 she's making a year with the Bennies is looking pretty good in that household right now.
Right.
So whatever you got to offer her, it ain't good enough to what she's got right now.
Right. Exactly.
Now, you could probably offer more trips like this together. I mean, you really couldn't, because you're in a hole yourself financially. But
No, it wasn't going to happen.
But, maybe if she was to divorce and you're getting a divorce, what happens at that point?
Yeah, that's speculation. She made it clear that was not going to happen.
When all this happened, I have to be honest with you. He got shot for one of three: greed, revenge, or lust. I wasn't going with the lust because I said, you know what, with the lust, 3 months from now we're going to find out what she's doing with herself. You know, come May, June, you know, she's going to be getting back maybe some normalcy to her life. Or if she had something to do with this, maybe 3 months from now things are going to be changing in her life that shouldn't be changing. And we'll be looking at that. So personally, I was going in a different direction. But I was finding that for me personally, it was easy to find out who was driving that damn thing than it is
for you, say.
than to.
You told me you did all the work.
Yeah, he did all the legwork. Told you I was smarter than you. But the thing with the lust, I said, well, she's too young. She got a good job, you know, and we knew about you. You know, we knew. That she worked for GE and you worked for you. It's not a big secret. There's no secret. But sure feels better now that you're driving that van and you're over here. I feel good about it, personally. He's getting his thoughts together, Lieutenant, because you told him, you know, you go pee and come back and get your thoughts together. Let's, regroup. Talk about what happened. We know where we are. We know about the van. He's okay with the van. He's okay with the other 1,400. That there was a second one there in the neighborhood, obviously. He's okay with the fact that he was at work. He was at work the whole time. One phone call is going to just clear him on it. Should we just make that phone call? Or what do we do with him now?
Mr. Miller, you call him at 188.05. That's 188, /05. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been going for about an hour. Give you a 10-minute break. Deputy Garrett, I'll have him back in the box in 10 minutes.
All right.